The following program is brought to you in part by Time Warner Cable and the Madison County School System. This program is sponsored by Jack Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets in Richmond, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Lexington, Tatum Enterprises, Neil Burns Fitness Center, 305 Jerry Lane, ScenicCabin.com, Richmond Tourism, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Welcome to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com.
MCS TV and Madison County Schoolsports.com present your look at local school sports. Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right. Taylor goes up and under. Nice. Nice.
Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford, here today with Madison Central Lady Indians, Coach Rogers. I finally got it right?
Yeah, that's right.
We won't tell them about all the takes before. We've got a great audience out there today. We've got some softball players here with us today. You got to be excited to have them in the studio with us.
Oh yeah, they're a good bunch.
Yeah, they're giggling over there. So if we hear a few giggles in the background, everybody will know that we've got them here with us today. They will be on the show a little later, so we'll get to interview them here shortly. Coach, let's just start out by talking about some of your history. A lot of people may not know you. Let's talk about how long have you been the coach at Madison Central?
Well, I've been there for 9 years. I was assistant coach for 3 years and head coach for the last 6.
Yeah. And what did you do growing up? Obviously, people know that you were a baseball player, so... Well,
I grew up in Waco, went to Madison Central, played baseball there for 1 year, and went to EKU and graduated and came back to Central. So.
And as the assistant, did you always aspire to be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I want to do this job.
I mean, yeah, I didn't think it'd happen as quick as it did, but yeah, I figured eventually I'd want to try to be a head coach.
Yeah, sometimes it's all about timing.
Yeah.
In the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Has this season, have you enjoyed this season, or as far as other seasons, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the best seasons that we've had since I've been there. I mean, we've won, I think we were like 22-10 this year, maybe 22-9. I can't really remember exactly.
We'll say 22-10.
Okay, that'll work. We've been at region championship. We won 5 districts in a row. We didn't do that this year, but as far as team-wise and having a good time, we had probably more fun this year than what we've had.
So postseason was a little bit of a letdown, I'm guessing, but like you said, overall the season was really good. I mean, you gotta like the girls that you're coaching, and they all really got along really well this year.
Yeah. I mean, this is a great bunch. They all gelled together pretty quick. I mean, even going back all the way to August when we kind of started working out and stuff. And we started off kind of slow, but I was expected because we were pretty young. But then we went on like a 10-game win streak, and then we actually ended up going, I think, 16-2 or 15-2 after spring break and going into the district. So it was a good year.
When you say young, give us an example of how young. How many seniors did you have this year?
We had 2 seniors.
So that is young, isn't it?
And 1 junior.
Oh,
And so
wow.
the rest
See, a lot of
were-
people probably don't know that.
Yeah, so the rest, most of our starting lineup was sophomores, and we had some freshmen, and then we had 8th graders also. So
Okay. That moved up and played. Did any of them get a lot of playing time?
a little bit starting off, and they ended up being mostly runners for us,
Yeah.
pinch runners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
But the good news is you got to look forward to them coming into the future.
Oh yeah, we've got a bright future ahead next several years.
Yeah.
So.
As far as your goals for this year, did you guys obtain any of those?
Yeah, I mean, our number one goal this year was just to come together as a team.
Yeah.
And
Especially being so young.
Yeah, and that's kind of a big thing, So we did that, like I say, we did that early.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. When we were working out in August, and we were just kind of watching them. We do kind of an open field, and we don't really coach. We just kind of let them play, and you could tell they were all getting along real well and stuff. And then come when it got cold, we went inside and started hitting. And you could tell that they're still the same thing. They're all having a good time. They were all wanting to be there. We had consistent, about 12, 14 girls or so about every day.
Right.
Which, compared to the past years, we hadn't had that.
Yeah.
And, they were there to work, and they were wanting to get better. And so you could kind of tell that we were going to have a good year.
Yeah. Now, as far as the season for high school softball, a lot of people may not know, because most people think of softball for girls sports in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your all season as far as high school?
Well, officially, it starts February 15th. That's first day tryouts. And then you start playing games middle March. So, I think you can actually play early March, but most don't until about middle of March or so when the weather gets better.
Yeah.
And then you go from March into early May.
Yeah.
Of course, you want to try to get into June.
You want to keep
if you
going
can,
into
but,
June,
yeah,
right?
But it goes, about mid-May or so, early mid-May, and then, districts is, it's usually about the second week, or second to last week. So in May.
In May, got it. How many games a season do you guys typically play?
Well, you can play 36. We scheduled 36, but with rainouts and stuff, I think we got in about 32 total.
Yeah.
So
I am assuming from past talks of other coaches that you guys, it's really difficult to make up some of your games in the winter season or spring. Let's say spring.
Yeah, because you play pretty much almost every day.
Yeah.
You can, we usually play, sometimes 4 games a week.
Yeah.
And so, trying to find games to make
Yeah.
up, it's hard to do. But where we don't seed our district, we don't have to play. It's not required that we play our district teams.
Right.
Where everybody else usually seeds, and so
Yeah.
when you're trying to make up a game, it's hard to do that because usually they're having to make up a district game or something like
Right.
that. So.
Well, and I would think you'd want to get practice in there sometime or another. You can't just play games 5 days a week.
Yeah, that's true, and we do practice. Starting early in the season, we practice 2.5, 3 hours. Then once the season gets going, we cut it down to about 2 hours or so.
Right. Well, let's take us into maybe this season. Do you have any game that really stands out, or several games that really stand out?
Really, the whole season was great for us all year. We just, like I say, we started off kind of slow, but we were playing pretty well. We just, had some hiccups here and there. But our spring break trip probably was kind of key. When we went to Myrtle Beach and we played a bunch of teams from Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Right.
And they were really good. It was like playing college teams.
Right.
And so we took some on the chin down there, but we competed.
Yeah.
And,
that's got to make you feel good.
Oh yeah, and so we were in about every game except for one, but that team was.
Incredibly good.
they were really good. But it was kind of an eye opener too, because we come into the game thinking they were pretty decent team,
Right.
and then we just get smacked in the mouth.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay, maybe not. So
Yeah.
and that kind of is a humbling experience for you. And then as the week went on, we played some really good teams, and we beat some and we lost some.
Right.
But
it's a great experience for them.
oh yeah, so when you're playing every day, you're playing 2-3 games a day, and practicing is we were up at 9 o'clock on the ball field.
And this is
all the way
spring
to
break
night.
week?
Yeah.
So they don't even get a break, right?
We got one little break.
It's right in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
You give them a few days off?
We had one day off down there.
I knew
so we hung out on the beach mostly.
Yeah.
And
it's a really nice bonding
and we-
experience for the girls.
yeah,
too.
and we come back on Thursday, and we have about 4 days off after that. So
Yeah. Oh, so you do give them a little
Yeah,
break when they get
yeah,
back.
yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit, so.
You keep them busy.
Oh yeah, you got to stay busy. It's a game
Yeah.
of, you know, consistency, so
Right.
you can't just take a break.
Right. Well, Coach, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about past spring break and get into some other games, talk about district play, and then we'll get into some of the girls and some of our seniors, all right?
Sounds good.
All right. We'll be right back after this break.
This program is sponsored by Jack Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets in Richmond, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Lexington, Tatum Enterprises, Neil Burns Fitness Center, 305 Jerry Lane, ScenicCabin.com, Richmond Tourism, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, and Rosenbaum Communications.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, the definition of binge drinking is having 5 drinks over the course of 2 hours. When done excessively, this may eventually lead to memory loss, unwanted pregnancy, and sexually transmitted diseases, cancer, excessive vomiting, alcohol poisoning, and possibly death.
Nathan, can you hear me?
If you don't want to swallow any of this, chances are the next tube you put in your mouth won't be a good time. For more information on binge drinking, please visit the Centers for Disease Control website at www.cdc.gov.
Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford. We're here today at Jack Burford Chevrolet. We call this our official little studio. They are our official coaches sponsor, so we really appreciate them letting us have our area. We have to do it after hours, and we just kind of take over the facility. So we really do appreciate Jack Burford Chevrolet. All right, Coach Rogers, let's talk about some other games that really stood out in your mind that, you know, you thought, okay, maybe you're not going to win this game, and you did. Let's get into that.
Well, there are 3 games really that I can think of that stood out, you know, and they were against ranked opponents. South Laurel was one who they'd only lost 2 games all year.
Yeah.
And they lost, I think, to North Laurel and Bull County, which were, you know, state tournament teams. And so, you know, I think we beat them 5-3 or 5-2. And that was a game that, you know, coming in, we knew we were going to have to play our best to beat them, and we did. And, you know, they had a dominant pitcher, and we jumped out on her quick and shut them down. Our defense was spectacular, and so that was a pretty big deal there.
Yeah.
And then Bull County, which was a Final Four team last year in the state tournament, and we played them earlier in the year in a scrimmage, and they beat us in a scrimmage. But, you know, we played them at our place, and it was kind of the same thing. We just jumped out on them quick and, you know, hit the ball well, played good defense, and beat them. And then probably, I think, for me personally, was our win against North Laurel, which is always a state tournament team, it seems like, every year. You know, I think they've won like 5 state titles or something like that.
Wow.
And so they're always a top team every single year, and we beat them at our place this year. And, you know, for me, and being there for 9 years, we'd never beat North Laurel, ever. We've had really good games with them where it's, you know, been
Close.
one-run games. There's a game that a few years ago, which both of us had perfect games going into the 7th inning, and then they ended up scoring 1 run, beating us.
That is the worst.
And so it's always a battle with them.
Yeah.
And to finally get that win against them was huge.
Oh, that is huge.
So,
that's a big confidence builder going into the end of the season.
yeah, and it was kind of towards the end too, so that was a big deal for us.
Right.
And all the other wins are always good wins. And we didn't play an easy schedule at all this year. Most of the teams that we played, had been in the top 25 or had got several votes in the top 25.
Yeah.
I think the Henry Clay game was big too because they thumped us the first of the year. I mean, I think they run ruled us early in the year in our round robin that we had. And so we turned around, and I think we ended up beating them by like 9 or something like that at their place.
Yeah.
So that was pretty big too.
Oh,
So.
especially away.
Oh yeah. So we've had a lot of good games this year, which we just played well. And we played well all year after spring break. And I'd say we won, 10 straight, and we got beat by Tate's Creek, which was, I don't know, it was just one of their best games of the year. It was just their night to win.
Yeah.
And then I think Rock Castle beat us on senior night. And other than that,
Yeah.
So
you had 2 seniors.
Mm-hmm.
And tell us their names.
Sammy Walzik and Audrey Wade.
Yeah.
Audrey played right field, and Sammy was our DP, which means she hits for a flex, which was Audrey. So they actually kind of helped work together on that. Yeah, which it worked out really well. Audrey's an outstanding outfielder, and Sammy was a great hitter. So it worked out well for our team as a whole.
Yeah.
Audrey's been with me since I think 7th grade. Yeah. Not necessarily playing for Central, but playing on travel teams and things like that.
Yeah.
And Sammy's been there since she's a freshman, and neither one of them started until their senior years. I think they started a little bit last year, but not every game. This year they played every game. And so that was nice.
Well, it's nice to have their leadership.
Mm-hmm.
They really knew their role and worked their way into it.
Yeah, and those two had been there, like I say, through ups and downs that we've had. Yeah. In the inside the team or whatever, and they're the ones that really kind of pull the team together this year. So.
Yeah, well, and that's really important because, like you said, as a young team, you got to have some youth leaders in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so they really were good at stepping up,
especially with such a young team too that we had. So, as
far as you saying you have a young team, you got to be looking forward to next season.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we look to pick up right where we left off. Say the last game of the year we lost to Southern in the district, and they were a fantastic team. I mean, it was, either team could win, and they beat us, and but we've got a lot coming back next year. A lot coming back. So
talking to the Southern coaches when we've shot our show with them before, that's one of their goals is to beat Madison Central in softball. Is it one of your all's goals to beat them?
Well, our goal is to win the district, whoever it is that we play.
It is.
So, and that's kind of our first goal. First goal is to try to have a team that comes together.
Right.
And so from that, we want to try to win the district.
Yeah.
And then the region is kind of our main goal. And so, you want to get to the region championship game, and from there anything can really happen. As you can see this year, it was set up pretty well for the 11th region. Scott County went on to win and win the whole thing. So, that's your goal. And as tough as the 11th region is, it has a shot to win the state tournament every year. So
tell everybody, as far as 11th region, some of the schools that participate in that.
Well, you got all the Lexington schools.
Yeah.
Then
which
you
are
have,
gigantic.
Yeah. And then you have, the Franklin County schools and Scott County, and then everybody in Madison County.
So it's not an easy region.
No, it's the toughest.
By no means.
It's no doubt the toughest region in the state. I mean,
you
have,
think that, right?
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when you have,
because even Northern Kentucky, that's a good region, too.
Yeah, you have, the other regions that have,
schools.
1 or 2, 3 good teams.
Yeah.
And, and they're really good teams. I mean, they're the teams competing for state titles every year. But then you have the 11th region where you had, like this year, you had 10 teams that could have won the region.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it's, that competitive. And, like I say, last year's region, all 8 teams have been ranked top 25 at one point.
Yeah.
And this year, I think about every one of them had votes or at least in the top 25 or something like that. So, it's no doubt the toughest region in the state.
Yeah. Do you try to set your regular season schedule so that you play your 11th region team so that when you get to region, district and region play, you're ready?
Yeah, we try to play as many as we can. It doesn't always work out like that. Just, because weather and whatever else. But
do you set the schedule?
Yeah. I try to get as many 11th region teams as I can. It's kind of my first option. And then if we can't get a game with whoever, like say Scott County, if we just can't get a game, then we'll go somewhere else. Usually we try to go down, North Laurel, Somerset area and stuff like that, or go west. So.
Yeah. Would you say it's important to play those though, so that your team is prepared?
I mean, yeah, I think so. You want to get a look at who they are and what you got coming. And so you can kind of be prepared for the region tournament and stuff. So.
Well, totally makes sense.
Yeah.
As far as goals for next season, I know you said you're ready to move right into where you never left. what are some of the goals that you've already told the women
Well,
athletes that you're ready to go?
Well, we want to pick up where we're hitting with our hitting where we left
Okay.
off. We hit 350 as a team, which is unheard of. That's really good. We had 17 home runs as a team this year. 50 stolen bases. We set all kinds of records for our team this year. We had several
School records?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
we had several girls go on the state record book this year too. We had Emily Frakes, our first baseman. She'll be here in a little while.
Yeah.
She had against Tate's Creek 4 doubles in one game, which
Wow.
it wasn't a record, but it goes in the record book.
Yeah.
Sydney Vaughn hit 4 home runs in 4 straight games.
Yeah.
So we want to pick up with that.
And they were sophomores.
Yeah, they're all sophomores.
Yeah.
That's where we want to go with. If we can just kind of row with where we left off, and hopefully.
That's like a coach's dream right there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Ready to
that's
roll
right.
back into it. As far as summer, what do you have them do in the summers?
Really,
what are you allowed to have them
Well,
do this
really,
summer?
I just kind of let them do their own thing in the summer.
A lot of them play different teams.
Yeah, most of them play travel ball.
Yeah.
And so it kind of gives them different experiences, which I think is good for them to kind of get
Right.
away from me for a little while and learn something new.
I'll ask them in a minute if they agree with that.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. So, and then when school starts back, we'll start a weightlifting program.
Okay.
And kind of go from there.
So it's not like you just start the season up ready to roll. These girls, you want them playing year-round pretty much.
Yeah, they pretty much
While the
do.
weather-
Some of them will be playing other sports, basketball or whatever else. But those who aren't playing other sports will
Yeah.
be right with us. So.
Now, I was thinking a minute ago when we were discussing playing indoors. You said you moved the team indoors when the weather's bad. Where do you guys go for those people that don't know
Yeah,
that?
we've got a great big hitting facility. It's down by the baseball field that it's for us and the baseball team. And, we share that. And so when the weather starts getting cold, we'll just
Yeah.
alternate days or
Who
whatever.
days? We get it Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Yeah, usually, we'll come in early, they'll come in late. We'll
Okay.
flip-flop it kind of back and forth every other day. So.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Let's take another break. When we come back,
Right.
we'll talk about anything else you want to talk about. We'll
Okay.
roll into district and region. I hate to end that way, but we'll talk a little bit about
That's
it, all
all
right? All right, we'll be right back.
This program is sponsored by Jack Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets in Richmond, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Lexington, Tatum Enterprises, Neil Burns Fitness Center, 305 Jerry Lane, ScenicCabin.com, Richmond Tourism, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. All right, Coach, let's get into, I hate to start it off this way, but let's talk about district and region play, and then we'll move into something more fun.
Okay, sounds good, I guess.
Yeah, it's the white elephant in the room. We got to
Yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah, well, we got beat by Southern this year, district tournament,
Yeah.
and we were going into it thinking that we had a good chance, but we knew Southern was really good. They
Yeah.
played well all year. They beat a bunch of good teams, and so, but we had too. So we felt like we were prepared, and we had good practices before the district. We went in confident and things like that, but it just wasn't our night. I mean,
Yeah.
we had been putting up 10 hits a game. We'd scored I think almost 8 runs a game, and we felt pretty confident
Yeah.
that would get us there. But Southern just had the
Well, it's
better
too bad it
night.
wasn't a series. Maybe you could have done it, 4 out of 7 or
yeah,
something.
possibly, but it's not. So
It's not. So you got to go with what you got,
Yeah.
right? So you guys didn't make it into region, but keeping our fingers crossed, expected to next season.
I think we'll have a good shot at it next year
Yeah.
too. So.
All right, so now let's get into the more fun stuff. As far as, baseball, softball, they always have superstitions. You got any? Does
Oh,
your
yeah,
team
we've-
have any? What do you do?
We've got a bunch. of course, like I say, baseball and softball players are kind of weird about that.
Yeah.
I was too when I played. We had all kinds. For example, our pregame, we would have a huddle, and everybody had to sit in a certain spot, and it had to be out in the grass.
Okay.
They had to flip my hat off, and then somebody else had to wear, a catcher had to wear my hat in the huddle. And
is this every year that they just keep doing this, or is it just this season?
It's usually different ones every year.
Okay.
More so this year than it has been in the past, which I think it makes it a lot more fun. But we went from that, and then they would do a pregame prayer, and then they would have to move the huddle to the dirt. It has to be in the dirt, so they can do that. And then the big superstition this year was Krispy Kreme donuts. So we had
everybody sounds. I mean, who wouldn't?
Yeah. Well, when we were in Myrtle Beach, we had one day we went 4-0, and when we got back, our assistant coach Josh Cole said, that day we went 4-0, we ate Krispy Kreme before we got started.
So you thought it's got to work again.
So we went to Henry Clay for their round robin. We stopped and got some Krispy Kreme, and we won both games. And so we got them after that every single game. We had them before every game, and we won.
So somebody would drive to Lexington, or would you get them here?
No, we just get them at like Kroger's or Walmart or something like that.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know if you had to have one specific place that you had to have a driver go get them.
Well, he would go to Kroger's, I think, most every time.
Okay.
But so we would have that before our game. We'd make just about everybody eat one.
You get them all
and I will say this, and they'll probably get mad at me for it. I won't say any names. But the 2 games we lost after spring break, somebody left a Krispy Kreme donut half-eaten in the dugout.
No names.
So
they're giggling back.
I'm not going to say that was the reason, but
yeah. You got to blame it on something, right?
Right. Yeah.
Might as well, right?
Yeah. And then the district tournament game too. There was another one that was half-eaten. So.
Okay, so why won't these girls finish their Krispy Kreme?
That's a good question. That's what I would like to know.
Who leaves a half-eaten Krispy Kreme laying around?
That's what I would like to know.
Now, with the girls, what do you think the girls would say about you as their coach?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them.
Well, we'll ask them.
Hopefully they say I'm the greatest coach in the world, but I doubt it.
Well, you never know, right? Especially with you here. Do you get on them? Are there certain things that you do to make them I don't want to say uncomfortable, but would they call you a yeller? Would they call you a screamer? Would they say, okay, he's making us do this and we don't like to do that? Or
I don't know. They're back here laughing at me now.
They are.
But,
they're shaking their heads, yes.
I try not to get on to them, like yell at them as much, but, there's days I get frustrated and I have to let them know about it.
Yeah.
But,
that's every coach, though, right?
Yeah, it is. It's part of it. So, but they understand that. So.
Yeah. Do you find it difficult as far as young women athletes? Is it different than like when you were?
It's definitely different than coaching baseball. I did a little dabbling in baseball before I came to Central, but you definitely can't talk to girls like you can guys. So,
no, definitely different.
And so that was a learning experience for me. But,
yeah.
And it still is.
And how many assistants do you guys have with softball?
I had 3 assistants this year. Kelly Willoughby, who I've known for ever.
Yeah.
We played church slow pitch together.
Yeah.
And she played softball transy. Lindsey Jones, who's actually a former player of mine.
Okay.
And she's been with us for 3 years, I think now. And then Josh Cole, who he was brought in more or less to kind of help us with stats and things and help us with practice. And he was actually one of the football coaches at the time too.
Okay.
So, but yeah, they're all a huge help. So.
Right. Now, I'm going to guess you have to raise money just like all the other teams, no matter what school it is. What kind of things do you guys do? Do you need help? Do we need to give a shout out to anybody as far as sponsorships?
Our main fundraiser is we work with Airmark at EKU with concessions.
Okay.
We do all their football and basketball games.
And I think I've seen the softball parents in there.
Yeah, so that's our main thing. But we also do a car wash, usually about March or so. So, we do that at Central.
So when you see girls holding up the signs, come get your car wash.
Yep.
It's for a good cause.
It's usually the weekend before we start playing. We'll do the car wash there. And, we'll do other little things, this and that. Like, we'll sell hats or whatever else too. So.
Well, that's good. Now, do you guys have parent organization that's in charge of all this? If somebody wants to help you guys, how do they get in touch with you?
You can get a hold of me through email or through the school or whatever. So, our parents are a huge help. I mean, you know, we couldn't function without them. So, you know, that's kind of key to.
Yes.
And they understand, and I think
The
you know,
success of
they
the
understand
program.
what it takes to get to where we need to be, and you have to have money to do it. So
Right.
that they take care of that. So.
Well, that's perfect. I mean, everybody has to have them, right?
Yeah.
And you're not in any different shoes than any other coach we've ever interviewed. Everybody's trying to get sponsorship and raise money.
Right.
Every 5 years is what I'm trying to say, that you guys get new uniforms.
It has been. I don't know if that's going to change. You know, it may or may not, but that's been the plan. Yeah. So.
Are you on the course to get them this year?
Well, we just got ours this
You just
past
got
year.
new ones,
Yeah.
okay.
So. Yeah, so I guess it'll be 5
You'll be
years.
good. Let's
Yeah,
hope
so
no
we'll be good.
holes.
Yeah,
Keep them
right.
clean. Perfect. Anything else before we end and interview the girls and bring them on?
You know, just that, you know, we had, you know, even though we didn't win our district, we still felt like we had a good season. So, and we're ready to play for next year. I think they're ready to start right
Yeah.
now. So.
You know, that's what a coach always wants to say. You're really proud of the girls, and you're looking forward to next season.
Yeah.
I think that's the best.
Yeah, I know we're hungry and we're ready to
Yeah.
get back to where we need to be. So.
Well, great. Coach, best of luck to you. Looking forward to doing some more interviews next season. Maybe
Sounds
we can
good.
get you mid-season and find out how the season's going before we do the wrap-up show.
That sounds good.
All right, thanks,
All right,
Coach.
thank you very much.
And we'll be right back, and we'll interview some of the student athletes just in a minute.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter. Or like us on Facebook, MCS TV. And of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube. This program is sponsored by Jack Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets in Richmond, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Lexington, Tatum Enterprises, Neil Burns Fitness Center, 305 Jerry Lane, ScenicCabin.com, Richmond Tourism, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com. I'm Samantha Burford, and as you can tell from these beautiful ladies right here, you can tell on their shirts, the Lady Indian softball team, and we're extremely happy to have you guys here with us today. And we're just going to do a little circle, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves, and it's not complicated. We're going to say your name, we'll say what position you played, and let's tell everybody what year you are in school. So let's start with you, our only senior.
Okay, my name is Audrey Wade. I was a right fielder, and I was a senior.
I already gave that
One
away.
of the
that
only two
secret,
seniors.
didn't I? Yeah, there was 2 seniors, and we have 1 with us today. So thank you for being with us.
I'm Emily Frakes. I played center field, and I was a sophomore.
I'm Kaylee Murphy. I played shortstop, and I'm an 8th grader playing up.
Perfect.
I'm Sydney Vaughn. I played third, and I was a sophomore.
I'm Mackenzie Wilder, and I was a junior.
Okay. What position did you play?
Oh, I pitched.
And she was the pitcher. They're a little nervous, so just bear with me.
I'm Mackenzie Murphy, and I played catcher, and I was a sophomore.
So we have a lot of Mackenzies in the room today, don't we? Yeah. All right. So, girls, anybody, you guys can all tell a story, or one of you can tell a story. Don't be bashful. We're just all going to talk right here. So, tell us, is there an important game, a play, something that you really remember that's memorable to you this season? Anybody want to go first?
Well,
Emily's not bashful. Go for it.
Sydney, she played with a broken hand, and she broke her hand whenever we were playing in Estill County, and a ball was hit to her, and a runner was leading off the bag, and she was going to throw it first, but then she saw the girl at the corner of her eye, so she tagged the girl, and it broke her hand.
And she
still played districts with it broken.
So you've been injured a lot this past year and a half, haven't you?
Yeah.
Tell us about your injury. So how many fingers broke? 2?
I broke my 5th metacarpal in my hand. I tore my ACL last year playing basketball, so I didn't get to play last season. So I've been kind of down Like,
So
and she's
the
still
other
hitting
day,
home runs.
the other day was Friday the 13th, full moon. Everything's still good, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, you guys with your superstitions. Okay, any other memorable plays or games that you want to talk about? We had a rough district as far as we didn't do a lot of postseason, but your coach was saying how excited he is as far as you guys moving right into next season. Y'all agree with that?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna go to state next year.
So you don't want to hear that, do you? You're like, no.
I
But
think they have a great team for next year, and Sam and I will definitely be back to watch games. So Rogers can't get rid of us that easy. But I really think they have a chance to go far next year if they can play as a team and get it together and start where we left off.
and you're talking about going to EKU next season?
Yes.
So you'll be right here in the back door. You can go to every home game. Coach, she might even be on the bus. You just never know. Will he notice if you're on the back of the bus? He'll just think you're one of the players.
He would probably be like, Audrey, why are you still here?
So earlier, the coach and I were talking about superstitions. Did you guys agree with him?
Yes.
Yeah.
So all those were true. He was not making any of that up.
He wasn't making that up.
They were very true.
I had to
Every
eat 3
game.
donuts before every game.
3 donuts, and look how tiny you are. See?
Yeah,
Who-
Not after that.
Any of you guys here left the half-eaten donut?
I didn't leave the
Pass
half-eaten
up.
donut,
I
but
didn't
I will.
believe it. It was it.
I was the Tate's Creek game. I didn't eat a donut.
And we lost.
And we lost.
So everybody has to eat how many donuts before a game?
We have to eat at least
no,
one.
No,
At
I
least
eat
one.
half a donut and give it to the other 8th grader every time.
Okay.
Yeah, at least
So
that's
I
how
was
a
trying to
bite,
lose
and then
weight.
someone has to finish it.
Okay, now that could be a little, dangerous as far as health-wise, right? I mean,
And I was the 8th grader that
Maybe-
got all of them. The
Rogers
halves.
don't care about health because, I mean,
you don't care.
We gotta run it off. It's alright.
You're gonna run it off. That's
Yeah, we run it
true.
off.
That's why you guys stay so skinny and in such good shape. Any other good stories you want to say anything about Coach while you got the opportunity? He's not listening.
Yeah, but the rest of the world is.
Any good stories?
I would say
Oh,
that.
see, she's not coming back. She can tell the stories.
I've played with Rogers since I was in 7th grade, and the first practice I got there, I called him Coach Daniels, and he was like, "No, it's Coach Rogers."
Okay,
so
see-
that was the very first thing he
Okay,
ever
I
said
did the
to
same
me.
thing in our open, so I got you, sister. I called
Yeah.
him the wrong name too. I called him Coach Daniels.
I don't know. He's a good coach, and he'll work with us as a team, and he likes us to play as a team. One of his pet peeves, I would say, is not hustling. If you're not hustling, we're running because we aren't hustling. So the end of practice, you can do some laps, and you can expect push-ups or any kind of conditioning. So he keeps on us to make sure that we're playing
Right.
hard and doing the best we can.
I'm guessing all your coaches are probably like that, even your travel teams.
Oh,
When you
yeah.
think they want you all to hustle, and that's not just a softball coach. I would
Larry.
think that'd be the basketball coach. Every coach that's out there, football and conditioning. That's not gonna hurt you too bad, is it?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
have
does.
not
Yeah.
been through our conditioning.
You gotta work on those donuts, right?
It broke-
So
it broke
you
my hip.
playing up, was it a struggle? Everybody get along well?
It was a struggle in the beginning to get
Yeah.
used to, like, the skill wise.
Yeah.
You had to really know what to do, when to do, and by golly, if you did not know what to do,
They were teaching you,
Us, our coaches.
or you got yelled at? You guys are sisters, right? Yeah, you guys are sisters. That's what I thought.
yeah.
I remember.
You could tell on the field.
Yeah, you could tell
them
on the field.
Field. Why do they do things similar?
I mean, they definitely put their input on what the other one does.
Especially in Myrtle Beach. When
You
she
guys
played
you
with
bicker a lot on the field or off the field?
Yeah.
Off the
Off
field.
On the bus,
Sometimes.
Yes.
in the locker
It's-
rooms,
It's all the time.
off the field.
off the field. Got to keep it professional, right?
Before the game.
So you said earlier you're gonna go to state next year.
Oh, yeah. We're
So
going
that's
to
one of
state.
your goals.
Yeah.
What year? What did you say you'll be?
I'll be a senior.
A senior. So see, excellent. So you're setting high goals for next season.
Yeah.
All right. How many other seniors will there be?
Me.
Just you.
Just
You
her.
said earlier that there was only the one junior, right?
Yeah.
So as far as pitching goes, would you say everybody's going to leave that up to you, or does it take a team? It really takes a
It
team,
takes
doesn't
a
it?
team. If they
It
don't
take-
back me up, then yeah, it's
Yeah.
a struggle.
It's more than one person,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're going to be the leader, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, she will.
She will. You guys agree, right?
Yeah.
Right. All right. What else do we need to talk about before we close? Anything? Any good stories on Coach? Nothing?
Just a lot of
Well,
embarrassing
in Myrtle
pictures.
Beach, he was
like a fluorescent light bulb on the beach.
So he doesn't wear sunscreen.
He doesn't.
It just doesn't work.
It just
He was a
doesn't work.
lobster.
A lobster.
And all the times they all fell, Murph and Reagan tripped.
Oh yeah, running on the
And
turf,
oh my gosh,
they
yeah,
would
I
face
faced on the
plant.
turf. I came
So
on with
did
turf in
anybody
my
get good
teeth.
pictures, and did you put them in your banquet last week?
Yes.
Yes.
So that made for a really fun banquet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Listen,
Pretty
girls,
funny.
you guys are a pleasure, and we want to thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we're looking forward to next season. Hoping we can shoot more games.
Yes.
All right? All right. Thanks for being with us, you guys. And for all of us at MadisonCountySchoolSports.com, thanks for watching.
Your look at local school sports.
Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Baylor goes up and under. Nice throw. This program is sponsored by Jack Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets in Richmond, Equipment Sales and Rentals, Lexington, Tatum Enterprises, Neil Burns Fitness Center, 305 Jerry Lane, ScenicCabin.com, Richmond Tourism, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County School Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.